Kia ora and welcome everyone. Today I want to take you to a place that is very special to me in Aotearoa, where the land meets the sea, Te Tai o Aorere, as the Maori people say. A place that always helps me find my balance, that reminds me of the cycles of life. When we are born, we are closely connected to these cycles. We know them, they are ingrained in our systems. And people who are growing up in a natural setting, they still have that connection and deep knowing of what it means to live with these cycles. I've been very, very fortunate that I grew up in the Black Forest in a rural area where people lived according to the natural cycle. The old ones still planted according to the moon calendar and the 100-year calendar. I knew as a child that there was the strawberry month, the blueberry month, the mushroom hunting month. That I really loved because the whole family would go mushroom hunting and I was eagerly awaiting strawberry month to eat strawberries. Our food was very closely connected to the cycles, meaning we would very rarely eat anything other than seasonal food. The way we grow our food cycles are intimately linked to our own physical cycles. We are what we eat. It's not just a saying. Our food is our medicine. Our medicine is our food. And our ancestors knew that. They knew where the food came from, that they either gathered or harvested or hunted or collected. And as I said, I was fortunate to grow up in an environment, in a setting where we knew where our food came from, at least almost 80, 85, 90% of that. And I still today make choices to buy locally grown food where I know the growers, or if I don't know the growers, I know at least where it came from, what area it came from. Here we go, the birds, our messengers, the messengers of these times. So it is very important to connect to these cycles again. And so many who grow up in urban settings, they go to the supermarket and they very rarely know where the food comes from. They don't have a connection to the land where the food comes from. Do you know how that place feels? Do you know what it looks like? What grows there? A lot of time people don't know anymore. And that disrupts the cycles of life. So I encourage you to really consider those cycles, those earth cycles, and connect with them. You'll feel different if you know where the food you eat has come from. You'll feel the connection while you eat the food. It'll bring vital energies into your body, into your life cycle. It'll make you more resilient. Another cycle to connect to consciously is the water cycle. And that links us to the clouds, to rain, to our oceans, to our rivers. Talk about those cycles with your children. Find the old stories from your ancestors. There's so many elemental stories that connect you with the stories of the elements and life cycles, earth cycles. Mythology, legends, fairy tales. Pick the ones that you really like, that you resonate with. Or make up your own. If you live in a culture that hasn't really cultivated or stored that old knowledge, make up your own myths and legends for your young ones. Listen to the ocean, to the waters, and stories will come up. That's what our ancestors did. That's how the first stories arise on this plane. They listened. They sat and they listened to the water. They listened to the birds, to the trees, to the clouds. If you hold that space, if you're still enough, then you'll hear those stories. You'll hear new and old stories. And they will guide you and your children no matter where you are. And no matter what your circumstances are. You can align to the earth cycles no matter where you live. If you live and you're sitting like myself in nature, if you live in the city jungle, if you live in a refugee camp, if you live in a war zone, you can connect to the core cycles of Mother Earth. You can see clouds or blue sky above you. And you can connect to the heartbeat of Mother Earth beneath you. You feel into those cycles and become once again a part of it. And you might feel, after sitting here with me for a while, becoming hard and tuning into those cycles, that your nervous system calms down. take time out of time regularly to align yourself again with your natural cycles and with the bigger cycles of life. Our ancestors knew that we were living at the edge, and our life, our physical life, could be ended any time. They knew that they were depending on their cycles, that they were those cycles. They knew about the moon cycles, the sun cycles, and they lived very closely connected to those cycles, very conscious, very aware. And they had rituals to honor and acknowledge those cycles, to hold space for those cycles to be integrated and to integrate them into their daily lives. And when we are living, growing up in an urban setting, it is not that easy for us to really be aware of that. If we lack an environment like this here, for instance, if we grow up in concrete blocks and without a close connection to wild, untouched nature, then we lose that inner knowing that we are born with. And I meet a lot of children, young ones and children within adults, that are actually lacking that close connection because they know deep inside, they know about these cycles, but there is nothing in their culture and their daily life that reflects that back to them. So that creates a deep tension and a rift and a lack, an imbalance, and we see the consequences everywhere. So I encourage you, wherever you are, make time to connect again with this deep inner source of life, with nature, with our nature, to find balance. And really realize that the illusion that we have created in the last 150, 200 years, that we humans can control life and life cycles, is what I just said, it is an illusion. We have learned to understand and control and influence a lot of the cycles, not always for the better. We think that when we are born we can plan what we're going to do in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. We think when we're born in Western cities that we have a lifespan of at least 60, 70 years. We think that we can control diseases. And we see now that this is actually not true. A little virus like the COVID-19 can throw the whole system out of balance. And yes, we can try to control it. Yes, we can lock ourselves down. Yes, we can do a lot of things. And temporarily we might even be able to escape the natural consequences of the cycle. However, The virus is part of the cycle as well. Viruses are bacteria, are everything that comes is part of the life cycle, of natural cycles. And only if we align to those cycles, we can actually live within them and with them. In terms of a disease, dis-ease, out of ease, that means that our physical systems can learn how to align themselves with a virus or something, an external factor that comes towards us, which isn't really external if we look at it from a broad perspective. But all these things come from the spirit, energetic world for us to deal with, to realign us with natural laws, with natural cycles. And if we can do that, we can evolve. Our immune system is strong enough. We can develop resilience and live with a lot of things like our ancestors did. And sometimes it is also time to really end a cycle. For some of us, this is the end of the cycle in the physical, which doesn't mean the end of their existence, just of their physical existence. And they are reborn into the spiritual, and from the spiritual they can be reborn into the physical again, in an endless cycle of life. All of our creation myths all over the world talk about that. It is time to share those stories with our children again. Time to share new myths and stories with our children again, so that their innate knowing of the cyclical nature of life is actually strengthened and nurtured, so that they can navigate through life from a very different perspective. So today I invite you to take some time, no matter how long that time is. If you can't go outside, then just open the window. Open the window and breathe in the air. Have a look at the sky, see if there's some clouds in the sky or if it's blue sky. Listen if you can hear some birds. Have a look around if you can see some trees. And if you don't have any of that in your close vicinity, if you can't see any trees, if you don't hear any birds, then just go there in your imagination. Imagine that you hear some birds singing or excitedly chattering. Listen to them. Invite them into your space, and you might even ask them if they have anything to share with you. Just let them know that you are open to listen. Imagine that you're sitting with a tree. Feel the bark on your back. Feel the juices that flow inside of the tree. Feel the branches that reach out towards the sky. And feel the roots that go deep down into the earth. Become the tree. Feel that you are the tree. Feel the cycle that connects you to the moon. Observe yourself, how the moon affects you. Where are you in your cycle? Are you in summer with high energies, ready to tackle whatever you want? Or are you in autumn, where you preserve and prepare for winter? Or in winter, are you very low energy? You need to rest, to recover, to retreat, to fix the things that are broken, to reflect, to restore, to reset. Or are you in spring, when you feel like after the rest, slowly the forced energy coming back, life force, more energetic, more enthusiastic, more like, oh my god, what can I do? Little ideas coming out of you like the seedling out of the soil in spring. You lie down on the ground, wherever you are. If you are outside, that's wonderful. If you can lie in the grass or on the beach or on the bare earth, that is amazing. If you can't, just lie down wherever you are and imagine. Your imagination is a powerful tool. Lie down and feel the earth underneath you. Listen to her heartbeat. Feel it in your bones, in your whole being. Pulsate through your whole being. Just rest and allow that to happen. Trust that whatever will come out of that is what needs to happen. Let it be. Sending blessings and good wishes from my heart to yours.